Our top story night starts with a really simple point. Can you claim to start a war if you surrender immediately? I mean, Donald Trump's often portrayed himself, sometimes politically effectively, as a, quote, tough warrior, picking fights, winning showdowns, treating everything in politics and governing as just another battle. It's a kind of endless performance of the Braveheart type character. And whether it's true or not, whether it makes sense or not, whether it's strong leadership or not, Trump sees himself as that sort of individual. And he presents himself that way. But that's just the show. What we're dealing with, and it affects a lot of people's lives and jobs tonight, is how that show crumbles at Trump's own chosen battles. He is surrendering right now as president in his promised trade war, caving on the tariffs he threatened, vowed, and then very briefly started. He's reversing himself because of reality. The show, the Braveheart, the movie, the imagery, all of that may work some of the time on some of the people who want to believe what he says. But now there's been a reality check in the markets and from the public, and Trump is basically backing down on the new promised tariffs across North America. He says for at least a month, but it might be forever. It's the opposite of what he, in Braveheart mode, said he would do at the start of this very week.
On the tariffs, is there any room left for Canada and Mexico to make a deal before midnight? And should we expect those Chinese tariffs, the extra 10%, to take
no room left for Mexico or for Canada? No, the tariffs, they're all set. They go into effect tomorrow.
That's it. Except it's not. He has backed down, ending the week, I guess, going into tomorrow, Friday, in the opposite form that he started the week. But again, this is not a movie. There are real people's lives, real jobs, real impacts, even if it's a short, sort of wasted set of time. And it's a turnaround, a withdrawal, a surrender, if you will, so abrupt that many experts and consumers and business owners are reeling.
The tariff hokey pokey, as one viewer says.
Roller coaster.
Yeah.
President Trump has flipped on tariffs again.
Mexico will not be required to pay tariffs on anything that falls under the USMCA.
The market is obviously not calming down, even with the recent announcement literally just minutes ago that tariffs had been paused.
Look, this is all stuff that's happening literally in the last couple hours.
Of pause on tariffs for 1 month, essentially, leaves this in limbo.
It is fast moving.
The limbo, the fast-moving problems are crashing the actual markets. This is just the Dow Jones, one indicator. But there's wider pessimism about what it means to have a Trump term, which, according to the current plan, of course, runs about 4 years. And so the folks who saw this from a sort of lower taxes conservative prism, the Wall Street folks and others, are now really concerned about more than just tariffs and that lost market value I showed you. The Economist is a right-of-center international magazine, and it shows Trump basically with the gas setting fire to money or the American dollar or the global economy. And Trump allies admit Americans are getting hurt. Here's one of the members of leadership, top 3 in the GOP House.
The American public may ultimately have to actually pay more for that rather than less.
Andrew, I'm not disputing that. There may be some short-time disruption that's going to result in some negative impacts, no question.
Disruption, negative impacts. Always be careful, I told you this earlier this week, when elites who have a lot of power or money or both start melting down and not using English. Because what we're talking about is your prices going up, your job picture going down, and a bunch of government cuts in between that we've also cut, we've also covered, that are a part of what's affecting people. So I can show you employers are seeing the highest layoff level since the 2020 pandemic. Here's a Trump economic veteran, Larry Kudlow, who served in the first term, with a warning.
Some very, very smart people are telling me that the jobs number that's coming out, the February jobs number that's coming out Friday, could be flat, even negative.
So this is the baseline reality. I mentioned, and it is relevant that Donald Trump may see this as a show because it explains why he's putting certain priorities above your welfare, or he may not care about the short-term loss of all of that economic value and the small businesses affected if he wanted to say on Monday he was starting a trade war, even if by Thursday he's backing down. But when you look at the broader plans, which America and the world are going to live with for however many years we go through here, 4 years of the Trump term, we had a speech to Congress that did not actually make proposals on the number one issue, as the Washington Post reminded everyone, the economy. And Americans are continuing to pay the higher prices and the price of this kind of choppy, chaotic trade war leadership. Egg prices rising 40%. The Trump administration doesn't have serious plans. They have literally suggested people maybe just start raising their own chickens so they could eventually get enough eggs that might somehow be lower priced than the Trump economy egg prices. Yes. Trump is making America raise chickens again.
The sound of chickens in the coop. You might think you were out on the farm, but increasingly you might just be in the backyard.
Some people are starting to wonder if backyard chickens are the solution.
Some people are taking matters into their own hands, building backyard coops, buying chickens, doing what they can.
I bought 4 chickens knowing nothing about the chickens.
Now she gets fresh eggs every day.
We got 4 eggs.
At feed stores like this in Aloha, you're going to want to move up that pecking order if you want to take home some backyard chickens. For example, representatives say last Friday alone, they sold 99 chicks in 40 minutes, the fastest they can remember.
I got 99 chickens, and eggs are really expensive. I don't know. Shout out to the chicken pun in the local news. We, as peers, appreciate that. And, of course, there's a rich farming tradition in this and many other countries. But what we're witnessing is not some newfound embrace of steampunk-style throwbacks to a different style of living. We are witnessing a very rich country governed in a very chaotic manner that has people so pressed on egg prices, job losses, car prices, whiskey tariffs, that a lot of folks are already trying to make up new solutions on the home front if they cannot expect any actual leadership out of Donald Trump's Washington.